My name is Glenn, and today I'm going to talk about how to split a chunk of wood into different sections so that you can make a spoon or different utensils. When it comes to making and splitting wood so that you can get it into the proper shape for whatever you're trying to make, it comes down to looking at how the piece of wood has grown, and you can do that by first looking and finding the center where the tree is grown from. That's called the pith. First, you're going to split it in half, and that would be just hitting it across the grain this way and getting yourself one side and another. Now, it may not be exactly in half, especially on this piece. So this one, the pith is off center. So splitting in half means splitting it in about a third. So here's 1/3 and here's 2/3. But you're splitting it down the pith. Once you've done that, then you're going to choose whether or not you want to split it radially or tangentially. So radially is essentially across the radius. Tangentially is across the tangent line, and that's where the growth rings are hitting each other. So basically, you're getting yourself another flat plank if you're splitting it tangentially. If you're splitting it radially, you're getting a wedge, like a piece of pie or a piece of pizza. Also, if you want to make a lot of thin pieces, splitting it tangentially is what makes more sense. If I were to split this and I wanted to split it radially, I'm going to lose out on a lot of the width that I could get from a piece, and I'm going to have to cut off a lot extra if I wanted to make a flat section. However, if I chunk it along the sides, all of them are going to naturally want to be rectangular or semi-rectangular, and then there's less work that I have to do on that end, and it's more likely that I'll be able to keep those pieces relatively close to the same size. When splitting, it's really important to look at and think about the mechanics of splitting a piece of wood. It wants to split evenly. So once we split the pith off, we're going to go to the center of that piece and split it there, then try to split those pieces into their own sections. In building yourself your blanks and locating those, you grab your tools. Our tools today are going to be our secondary hatchet, if we have one, and a mallet. That's all you need to split off your sections to make your blanks and make your different projects. Here I am, all set up. I have my log on my low chopping block, and this makes it easier and safer for me to actually chop. If I have to have everything up here, if I were on my taller chopping block, then it would make it really unstable, and that would become then dangerous. So once I have everything set up down here, it's standing on its own, that's the easiest way. I'm going to take my hatchet, and I'm going to take my mallet, and I'm going to make sure that they are set up when everything's ready so that I'm hitting them at a 90 degree, so that they're heading basically perpendicular to each other. What this does is it lets everything hit really solidly, and it also puts me at an angle where I can become the 45 that these angles are setting up, so that if either of these go astray, I'm out of the way. So I'm putting the hatchet right in the middle of the pith. It's going out this way. If it's to slide anywhere through, it's going way over here, way out of my way. Then I angle my body, so if my mallet comes through and misses anything, it's passing right by me. And I'm going to first hit with my mallet, and this one is to set it in. Now, my hatchet's inside the wood. I don't have to worry too much about it. Now I get myself into my power stance, and I'm going to come down a lot harder, trying to drive this wood apart. So now that that's through, and it's a little bit stuck, you just do a big bump cut, and it drives the hatchet in, and then you can pull it right apart. So if you have any knots in there, that'll start to push different pieces different ways, but it's nothing to worry about. So now I get to choose whether or not I want to split something radially, tangentially. So this looks like a really thick section that I can split down, again, tangentially. So this is what I would do if I wanted to make sections for spreaders, if I wanted to make sections for wands, if I wanted to make sections for spatulas. All of these are really good for that. And then if I wanted to make flat spoons, so cooking spoons, or if I wanted to make like a little spoon for stirring, this is the kind of break I would make. And then this one is a little bit thin to split radially, but it has the ability to do that. And then if I saw it in half, I can make 2 sections on each side that can become about 4 or so eating spoons. And those will all work really well. So now I'm going to try to split this tangentially. See where it lines up pretty well. It may not balance anymore, but that's alright. The hatchet can hold it in. So let's see, I'm going to try to split this in half first. So now that that's there, it started its split to go down the side. That's a good sign. Power stance, everything's safely away from me if it falls and just goes through. Just like that. It went all the way through. These shot out in all their directions. I was completely safe. So it's split. I will try to split this again later when I do my projects with it. And then I can use this and it'll be great. Now I'm going to split this one radially just to show you guys what that's like. I'm going to set it up 90 degrees, and because the pith is still in this one, I'm going to use that as a marker. It's set up. I'm going to position myself safely again. Hatchet, everything's in the right spot. Some safety hits so that I have to worry more about holding it in the right area than keeping it inside the wood. Power stance. And it got stuck right on that knot. That's okay. But you can see it's gone all the way through. So rock it a little bit forward. Bump cuts. Great part about having a secondary hatchet, doesn't really matter what you do to it. Then you can peel it apart. Now I have these triangles, and I can use these to make spoons, and they work wonderful for that. I can set up like a little diamond shape in here and get really good angular spoons out of a straight piece of wood. So I'll probably cut this in half, and I can use this section and this section. Obviously figuring out what I'm going to do with this chainsaw mark, but who knows. That's what you get when you collect wood from other people. They're just cutting it, whereas I'm using it for different projects. But that was my video for today. And if you want to find more videos, check them out on my channel. If you want to learn more about me and see what I work on the daily, you can check me out on Instagram. That's Glenn P. Art. And you can also follow me the same name on Facebook. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one.